So let's go into what happened yesterday as well, after repeating the false claim for months that mail-in ballots would lead to widespread voter fraud. The president himself yesterday encouraged voter fraud. When asked by a North Carolina reporter if he had confidence in the state system, the president urged voters to test the system by trying to cast two ballots, one by mail and another in person.
They'll go out and they'll vote, and they're going to have to go and check their vote by going to the poll and voting that way, because if it tabulates, then they won't be able to do that. So let them send it in and let them go vote. And if their system's as good as they say it is, then obviously they won't be able to vote. If it isn't tabulated, they'll be able to vote. So that's the way it is. And that's what they should do.
Mika, I'm a simple country lawyer.
Yeah.
But even I know that's a felony. You have the President of the United States. And seriously, if this isn't what an autocrat would do, this is the President of the United States encouraging his supporters to commit a felony by voting twice. And it's a felony. Certainly a felony in many states, but it's against the law in every state. And again, Donald Trump is the one that's been whining about voter fraud.
Yeah.
Creating a conspiracy theory where there's not one. And here he is actually encouraging people to engage in voter fraud.
That's just, it's
remarkable. Is that not a crime? I don't know. I
well,
would think,
you could ask the Attorney General.
Okay.
You could ask the Attorney General of the United States of America, because you would think he is the one who,
he'll know.
So Bill Barr attempted to explain the president's new guidance.
Good.
Take a listen.
About this felony.
He's trying to make the point that the ability to monitor this system is not good. And if it was so good, if you tried to vote a second time, you would be caught if you voted in person.
That would be illegal if they did that. If somebody mailed in a ballot and then actually showed up to vote in person, that would be illegal.
I don't know what the law in the particular state says.
You can't vote twice.
Well, I don't know what the law in the particular state says and when that vote becomes final.
Is there any state that says you can vote twice?
Well, there's some, maybe that you can change your vote up to a particular time. I don't know what the law is, so I'm not going to offer.
He was saying test the system.
If you know what he's saying, why are you asking me what he's saying?
Wow, that's a bad guy.
Claire McCaskill,
that's a bad guy.
He is an extraordinarily bad public servant.
Just the worst.
And you really, Claire, I think
just the worst.
I think Donald Trump and Bill Barr, in those two clips yesterday, they have saved us from having to explain the depths to which they plunged during the Trump era. All we have to do is play our grandchildren those two clips, and they'll look at us and they'll say, "Granddad, that must have been really bad."
All of the people out there that thought Bill Barr was going to be somebody who defended the institution of justice in this country. And by the way, that was the talk in Washington when he was nominated, that he would be a normal attorney general. There is not in the history of this country a frickin' attorney general that goes on national news and doesn't say it's a felony to try to vote twice, and the president has no business advising people to do that. I mean, what is wrong with this man? How embarrassing for our country. We have stood for the rule of law as a bright, shining light across the world, that we had a real rule of law where politics stopped at the doorstep. And this administration has absolutely ruined the Department of Justice's reputation as somebody who is a sentry for justice and the law. It is just outrageous. And this whole mail-in ballot thing, somebody needs to call Cory Gardner. You know, Cory Gardner got elected in 2014 with mail-in ballots. all mail-in ballots in Colorado. How do you think Cory Gardner is feeling right about now when Colorado knows they have a secure and safe mail-in balloting system? That's what elected Cory Gardner. Look at Massachusetts yesterday. Record turnout. They had the results last night. Short waits and a huge mail-in vote that was counted the night of the election. Come on, guys. Get off of this and start talking about what people are really worried about in this country. And that is voter suppression and all the votes being counted.
I don't mean to be naive, but for the life of me, I don't know what is worth Bill Barr behaving the way he is and being the way he is in public as a public servant. Actually undermining the rule of law as actively as he undermined the rule of law. And I find it remarkable that even some of my friends who used to be conservatives that are now engaging in rampant anti-Trumpism, but will not criticize Donald Trump for putting bounties on the heads of American troops, of Putin putting bounties on the heads of American troops, and not criticize Donald Trump for not doing that, or won't speak out when he attacks our own intelligence servants, public servants in the intelligence agency, when they cross Vladimir Putin. I don't understand what Bill Barr is getting out of this that is worth him being forever remembered this way, degrading himself the way he does every day. And I don't understand why people who used to be conservatives, who still call themselves conservatives, but stopped being conservative a long time ago, would go to such pains to defend such a man who is saying he doesn't know if voting twice is illegal. He doesn't know the law. Victoria.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.